Okay, so guys, we are looking at the alcohols. Now remember earlier I said that the alcohols are also known as the alkanos, okay? The alcohols are also known as what? Alkanos. So what are the characteristics of the alcohols? Characteristic number one, we are saying members in this family, in the family of the alcohols, members conform. To conform is to follow. I've always told you this. So members conform to the general molecular formula. Now, what is the formula of the alcohols? So the formula of the alcohols is CnH2n plus 1 OH. This is the formula of the alcohols. CnH2n plus 1 OH, like that. I hope you can see that. So that is the formula of the alcohols. This is the formula that the alcohols follow. If you can remember, the alkanes have got their own formula. The alkanes have got their formula. What is the formula of the alkanes? CnH2n plus 2. The alkenes have got their own formula. What is the formula of the alkenes? CnH2n. And so I'm telling you that this is the formula for the alcohols. The alcohols conform to this formula here. Now listen, before we go to characteristic number 2, what you should know is that alcohols are not hydrocarbons. The only hydrocarbons that we have are alkanes and alkenes. Explain, why is it that alcohols are not hydrocarbons? Why? Because there is oxygen. Even in the formula, I'm sure you can see that there's oxygen there. So as long as there's oxygen, or any other atom, then it is not a hydrocarbon. Remember, the definition of a hydrocarbon is that it is a compound that contains carbon and hydrogen atoms only. Apart from that, then it is not a hydrocarbon. So that is characteristic number 1. Characteristic number 2, what you guys should know is that all members in this family, in the family of the alcohols, their names end with ano. Alright, so all members end with ano. They end with ano. So look guys, if we follow nomenclature, where we say the name of the first member should start with meth. The name of the first member should start with meth. The name of the second member should start with eth. The name of the third member should start with prop. The name of the fourth member should start with but, and so on, up to all the way. So if we follow this nomenclature, and then we are saying all members end with ano, meaning the name of the first member of the alcohols or the alkanos is methano. You've seen that? Ano. The name of the second member is what? Ethano, propano, butano, pentano, hexano, heptano, octano, nonano, decano, just like that. So that is characteristic number 2. Characteristic number 3, what you should know is that their functional group, the functional group of the alcohols, their functional group is OH. Now this OH is what we call the hydroxyl group. It is what we call the what? The hydroxyl group. This is what we call the hydroxyl group. This is R, O. So their functional group is the hydroxyl group, OH. So OH is the functional group of the alcohols. What is the functional group of the alkenes? Carbon-carbon double bond. Where you see this between two carbon atoms and a double bond, then those are alkenes. Okay, so the functional group of the alcohols is OH, or the hydroxyl group. So for example, you have got a compound like this one here, and then you see OH kuja, so then this is an alcohol. This is an alcohol. Why? Because of that functional group. It's only the alcohols that have this group, which is the hydroxyl group, this functional group. it gives the chemical properties to these alcohols. Another one, you can say physical properties increase down the group, meaning as the carbon chain increases, the density increase, okay, the boiling point, etc. So physical properties increase down the group. Increase down the group. That is what you should know. Physical properties increase down the what? Down the group. Physical properties increase down the group. Physical properties increase down the group. Another characteristic that we can give, guys, is that alcohols, they are not hydrocarbons. Another characteristic, we're saying what? They are not hydrocarbons. They are not hydrocarbons. Why? Because they contain oxygen. Because they contain oxygen. That is another characteristic that I can give. So let's look at an example together. Actually, we are going to draw a table to make our work easier. So with our table, it is going to look like this. In the first column, we'll have the name of the compound. So we'll have the name of the compound there. And then in the next one, we are going to have the molecular formula. And then we'll also have the structural formula. Okay. So let's start. Remember, the name of the first member is methanol. If we follow nomenclature, by now, you guys that I'm teaching online, you understand this. So the name of the first member is methanol. Methanol. So methanol is the first member of the alcohols or the alkanols. Methanol. Now, what is the molecular formula of methanol? So remember, guys, these compounds, the alcohols, they follow the formula CnH2n plus 1 OH. They follow this formula here. CnH2n plus 1 OH. You've seen that, eh? Now, methanol is number 1. It is the first member. So it means that wherever there is N, what are we going to be putting? We'll be putting 1. So we're going to say C1H2 multiplied by what? 1, and then plus 1 OH. So the formula for methanol will be C. Now when it's 1, when there is 1, we don't show. So CH, when you say 2 times 1, it is 2, plus 1, you get 3, and then OH. So this is the molecular formula of methanol. So methanol is CH3 OH. This is the formula of methanol. So what is going to be the structure of methanol? We only have 1 carbon and 3 hydrogens. So this is 1 carbon. Where are the hydrogens? 1, 2, 3. So hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Now remember, each carbon atom can only hold a maximum of 4 bonds. So the 4th one will be there. But then there's OH. So we'll say OH, like that. So that is the structure of methanol. That is the structure of methanol. That is the structural formula. Next, let's look at ethanol. We do ethanol. Now ethanol is number 2, right? It is the second member of the alcohols, ethanol. So what is going to be the molecular formula? So CN, where there is N we put 2. So C, because ethanol is the second member. So where there is N we put 2. So CnH, where there is N here we put 2. So it becomes 2 times 2, 4, plus 1, 5. So C2H5OH. This is the formula for ethanol. Now what is going to be the structural formula of ethanol? We have got 2 carbon atoms, so we say 1, 2. You've seen that, huh? How many hydrogens? 5 hydrogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then OH. So you say OH like that. So that is ethanol. That is the structural formula of ethanol. So for your work, your exercise, I want you to complete this table. You go all the way up to the 7th member. Up to the 7th member. You give me the name, molecular formula, structural formula, until you reach the 7th member. Okay? So we'll continue tomorrow.